What happens when we pass from one world to the next? For centuries, cultures around the world have imagined beings who guide us through this mysterious transition. These guides are called psychopomps. But who are they? What do they symbolize? And why do they appear in so many cultures? Let's take a deep dive into the world of psychopomps. The term psychopomp comes from the Greek words psyche, meaning soul, and pompos, meaning guide. A psychopomp is quite literally a soul guide. Their role is to help souls transition from the physical world to the afterlife. But psychopomps don't belong to just one culture or religion. They appear in myths, legends, and spiritual traditions all over the world. As psychopomps have been a universal presence in mythology and cultural traditions, serving as guides to the afterlife and embodying the role of spiritual intermediaries. In Greek mythology, Hermes is a psychopomp, guiding the souls of the dead to the underworld. With his winged sandals and staff, he effortlessly travels between the mortal realm and the afterlife. Hermes is not only a messenger of the gods, but also a bridge between life and death, representing the ease with which the soul can transition when properly guided. The Greeks believed that without a psychopomp like Hermes, the soul could become lost, wandering aimlessly in limbo. In ancient Egypt, Anubis, with his jackal head, takes center stage as a psychopomp. He's not just a guide, but a protector, ensuring that souls safely reach the scales of Maat, where their hearts are weighed against the feather of truth. Anubis's role extends beyond guidance. He is also a guardian against the dangers of the afterlife, emphasizing the Egyptian belief in a well-ordered journey to eternity. Mummification rituals often invoked Anubis to secure the soul's safe passage. In Norse myths, Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin, act as psychopomps. They fly across the worlds, gathering information and symbolizing thought and memory. Odin himself, as a wanderer between worlds, often embodies the psychopomp archetype. His association with the gallows and his sacrifice on Yggdrasil, the world tree, align him with death and rebirth, themes central to the psychopomp role. In many indigenous traditions, animals like wolves, owls, and bears serve as psychopomps. They're seen as spiritual guides who help both the living and the dead navigate life's transitions. The owl, for example, is often associated with wisdom and death. Among the Lakota, the owl is a messenger from the spirit world, bringing warnings or guidance. The raven, common in Celtic and Native American traditions, is a symbol of transformation, serving as a guide during life's major changes and as a companion for souls journeying to the afterlife. In Hinduism, Yama, the god of death, serves as a psychopomp. He's accompanied by his two four-eyed dogs, who help locate and guide departed souls. Yama's dual nature as both judge and guide reflects the balance of accountability and compassion in the transition to the afterlife. Similarly, in Zoroastrianism, the divinity Sarausha guides the soul across the Chinvat Bridge, a symbolic crossing between the material and spiritual realms. These figures illustrate how psychopomps not only facilitate the journey to the afterlife, but also embody the values and beliefs of their respective cultures, such as justice, transformation, and protection. Psychopomps are more than just guides for the dead. They are rich with symbolism. Often they are depicted as standing between worlds, the known and the unknown, life and death, the conscious and the unconscious. This liminality makes them powerful symbols of transformation and transition. Take the owl, for example. In many cultures, it represents wisdom, but also death and the mysteries of the night. Owls are creatures of the night, and their silent flight symbolizes the unseen transitions in life. They bridge the conscious and unconscious realms, much like psychopomps guide souls from life to the afterlife. The raven, common in Norse and Celtic mythology, is another example. Both a scavenger and a messenger, embodying the idea of endings and beginnings. Ravens are often associated with prophecy and transformation, symbolizing the shedding of the old to embrace the new. The caduceus, often associated with Hermes, symbolizes the harmony of opposites. The two snakes intertwining represent duality, life and death, good and evil. This powerful image captures the role of psychopomps in reconciling the dualities of existence and providing balance during transitions. It's no surprise that the caduceus is often misinterpreted as a symbol of healing, as the guidance provided by psychopomps is deeply transformative and healing in its own right. In indigenous cultures, specific symbols like feathers, footprints, or even trails of stars are used to represent the journey guided by psychopomps. These symbols emphasize the idea of a pathway, a guided, intentional transition from one state of being to another. Psychopomps remind us of the natural cycles of life and death, creation and destruction, and the importance of embracing change. Their symbols, whether seen in animals, tools, or rituals, encourage us to confront the unknown with courage and trust in the process of transformation. Today, the concept of the psychopomp has evolved into various forms, adapting to modern spirituality and psychological frameworks. These guides are not confined to mythology, but have found relevance in practices like shamanism, mediumship, and even psychological therapy. Shamans, for example, are considered modern psychopomps. They enter altered states of consciousness to guide spirits, retrieve lost soul fragments, or assist in the transition of souls. This practice is not only about helping the dead, but also about healing the living, making them whole by addressing spiritual imbalances. Mediums also take on the role of psychopomps, serving as bridges between the living and the dead. By providing closure to those grieving or helping spirits find peace, mediums embody the guiding principles of psychopomps in a deeply personal and transformative way. Dreams, too, can serve as psychopompic experiences. Many people report vivid dreams of deceased loved ones or symbolic journeys through unfamiliar landscapes. In Jungian psychology, these dreams are seen as archetypal experiences where the unconscious mind provides guidance during periods of significant life change. Popular culture has embraced the psychopomp archetype in various forms. Characters like Charon, the ferryman of Greek mythology, or the Grim Reaper are enduring symbols of the journey to the afterlife. Films, books, and even video games frequently depict guides who help protagonists navigate both literal and metaphorical transitions. These modern depictions often add layers of relatability and accessibility to the ancient concept of the psychopomp. In today's world, psychopomps are more than mythical beings. They are symbolic of the support we seek during life's most challenging transitions, whether through spiritual practices, psychological healing, or creative expression. Their enduring presence in both ancient traditions and modern interpretations highlights their universal appeal and adaptability. The universal appeal of psychopomps lies in their ability to represent and address the deepest human concerns: transition, uncertainty, and transformation. Throughout history, humans have faced moments of great change, and psychopomps have symbolized the guidance and reassurance we seek during these pivotal times. At their core, psychopomps embody the idea that change, even when it is as profound as death, is not an end but a journey. They remind us that transitions are part of the natural order, offering hope and a sense of continuity, even in the face of uncertainty. This reassurance is why psychopomps resonate across cultures and ages. Psychopomps also serve as metaphors for personal growth and transformation. In our lives, we encounter symbolic deaths, endings of relationships, careers, or phases of identity. The psychopomp archetype encourages us to view these moments as opportunities for renewal and rebirth, guiding us through the darkness of the unknown into a new chapter of existence. In modern psychology, this concept has evolved into practices of self-reflection and healing. For example, shadow work, inspired by Jungian psychology, often mirrors the role of the psychopomp. It involves confronting the hidden or repressed parts of the self, a journey that requires courage and guidance, much like the soul's passage through the underworld. The enduring presence of psychopomps in art, literature, and spiritual practices reflects their timeless relevance. From ancient myths to contemporary storytelling, they inspire us to face transitions with courage, to trust in the processes of transformation, and to embrace the mysteries of life and death as integral parts of the human experience. Psychopomps are more than just mythical figures. They are symbols of hope, transformation, and the eternal cycle of life and death. Their presence in our stories, cultures, and spiritual practices shows us that the journey of the soul is a shared human experience, one that transcends time and space. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of psychopomps. If you've enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's keep exploring the mysteries of the unseen together.